Anna,
Hello. Okay, you are into
Anna, thank you so much for joining us, being willing to be our first person today. You have so much to share with us. We're going to get started right away.
Thank you.
You were just 13, Anna, when World War II began with Germany's invasion of Poland on September 1st, 1939. Before we turn to all that happened to you and your family during the war and the Holocaust, let's start first with you telling us a little bit about your family, your community, and yourself in the years before the war began.
Well, we lived in a small town when altogether 50 Jewish people lived, and the rest were all Hungarian people, about 1,000. We lived a good life there because my father was a very hard-working man, and because we were 6 sisters, 6 girls, and just one was married, we had to help father with some work, but it wasn't hard what to do, and we learned to do that. So we lived in peace, really, not needing anything because, as I said, my father was a hard worker. We had a vineyard, and I don't know if you know that it was a still who made the brandy. Do you know what that is? The brandy, you drink it. So I grew up on that one, on brandy. And wine, we used to have 10,000 liters of wine, an orchard with prunes and plums, and so we had we were not rich, but not poor. So we couldn't complain about that. So after we lived that good life, the oldest people were in school, in bigger cities, in high school and college. The younger were in school. When the Hungarians occupied
Anna, let me ask you, before we go there, let me just ask you a couple more questions if I could.
Sure.
Your father was a veteran of the First World War, wasn't he?
Yes,
What
he
do you
was.
know about his time as a soldier?
Well, he lived in Hungary after the First World War, came to visit her aunt in Romania, because then became Romania. And he met my mother, and they got in love, and he never went back to Hungary to be an engineer. So he lived in Romania.
And he was a decorated officer in the First World War.
Yes, he was. Yep. And it was a law later when we heard that the Hungarians, before it was already known that they will deport us, that people like him with 2 decoration and officer, they will not deported. But by the time we got the papers to prove it, already took him.
Too late at that point.
So,
one more question about your parents.
but otherwise, they would anyway take him because they were looking even in hospitals for sick people, for mental institutes, for not even one Jew remained in that town. They were very punctual to have everybody take it. So in 1940, the Hungarian occupied Transylvania, Romania, Transylvania. That's where I was born. And the first thing was that we let us leave, but they stopped to go Jewish people to high school. I was then 14 years old, and that was the first terrible thing that it happened to me, that I couldn't go to high school. All my sisters, my older sisters, they were in high school, but we just remained I remained without education. And if I forget, maybe later, that's why it's in work now. everybody should do anything to get education, because you wouldn't know how much is that important. And now you have the possibility, not easy for your parents, not easy for you, to go to college because it's expensive. In 1964, when we came from Romania to the United States, it was not so expensive, the college. If you have a good average for over 84, you didn't have to pay only for the books. You were not that lucky. Now it has to pay for the college, right? Mm-hmm. But that was 50, I don't know how years ago.
So Anna, with the Hungarian occupation in 1940, you would be under Hungarian rule until the Germans came in March 1944. In that 4 years, tell us, Jews could no longer go to high school. You were not able to go to high school. What happened to your parents' business?
Well, they did not took the orchard that we had, only the vineyard.
Just the vineyard?
Just the vineyard. Okay. And the still with the booze, I should say, they remained. And my mother cooked for people, and we needed for money, and that lasted 4 years, from 1940 till 94.
Your family had a little textile store. I believe that was taken away from you as well, your textile store.
Yeah.
You lost that. You said during that period that the Hungarians consistently were humiliating you. What did you mean by that?
Well, for example, every Sunday, the pre-militaries, they went singing that who has a Jewish girlfriend, they should have a rope also to hang herself. So, but I shouldn't say that in our town it was anti-Semitic, the Hungarians, because they respected my father so much and our family. We had nothing problem with them. There are, in Poland, for example, they showed their anger contra Jews or something, but not in our town. Even they were Hungarians. The bad Hungarians lived in old Hungary. I don't know if you know that it was Romania, Ardeal, Transylvania, and then was another Hungary. And they hated each other how they hate today the Arabs with the Jews. So the main point when we are here is together with you. You are the young gold people in this world. Up to you what you do from this world. You have to forget about the anti-Semitism or the prejudice, because we are all the same. And look what brings the hate. That's what the sacrifice of a hate, because I didn't do anything bad or wrong, or my family, or the babies, for nobody. And they killed 6 million Jewish people, and how they did that. It's an incredible thing that not even in the fantasy would think that this is something that it happened. Because you were already in the museum up, right? You were up there?
Probably not yet, because of how early.
You saw the pictures. But I would recommend you to read books. And now
Anna, let me ask you, if you don't mind, a few more questions. At some point, your father was conscripted into the Hungarian labor service. Tell us what that meant for you, and what do you know about what happened to your father?
Well, he was internet near Budapest. Probably they kept him for a while to translate because he spoke German and Romanian and Hungarian. He wrote one postcard, and we heard later about him, but not anymore.
Only one postcard?
One postcard. We sent also from Auschwitz one postcard. Just for the people that we are somewhere in a sanatorium.
So you never heard from your father again?
We heard from him. After the war, some people saw him liberated after the war, but we never saw him.
Never saw him.
You know how many people died after the war, because they were sick and nobody cared about them, not the Russian, not the Germans. They just died from hunger and for not taking care of them.
And that's what happened to your father.
Probably my father.
With your father taken away in the to do forced labor, how did your family, with all the kids that your mother had, how did your mother make ends meet? How did she feed her family at that point?
Well, feelings you can describe. We were afraid what's going to happen. There was my mother with the 6 girls, and one was married from us, and she has a 3-year-old girl. And when this happened, close to 1944, she was married in another city. She came home with the baby. So we were there, my mother, the 6 girls, and the granddaughter. No father. So one morning came from the Hungarian gendarme, the milice, and they said that if we have jewelry or valuable things in the house, we should give it all because they are gonna take us from our house. They didn't know where or how, but it did happen. Everybody gave what they wanted, money and jewelry. My sister took a little jewelry, put it in a jar, and hid it somewhere. My mother sent out some clothing for the people who were our friends, especially Romanians. And so a few things, but that was nothing. So one morning they came, they took us to the synagogue. In the synagogue was 205 souls, all old men and children, because the young men were taken for forced labor before us. So it was not their men from 19 years old till, say, 35. No man. So they took us to the synagogue, and one day they brought some, with 5 kilograms, had to be food and clothes in that 5 kilograms. We left our beautiful house with the flower garden, with the flowering trees, everything arranged in the house. We had a beautiful house with 8 rooms, an orchard with fruits then, and 100 goose, because my mother wanted to have the feather for the 6 girls, you know.
So Anna, when you were forced to leave your home, that was after the Germans came in March of 1944?
After 4 years.
Yeah, so after 4 years in the Hungarians, the Germans occupied Hungary in 1944.
But not Romania, just Hungary.
Right.
They wanted just to please the Hungarians because they were allied with the Germans. Mm-hmm. So they gave it back Transylvania to the Hungarians.
Right. So that's when you were forced to leave.
It was in their hand. They could do anything what they wanted to us. Nobody took responsibility. They could do anything, kill somebody, a Jew, because it was their power in their hand. So it did not happen in our town because, as I said before, my family was really respected in that town. So they took us from the synagogue in carriages with horses to the closest city, Satomare, where was a ghetto, and many other cities, I mean, small towns were get together in that ghetto. And not long after we were in that ghetto, I have to mention something. Hungary was the last country that the Germans, I mean the Hungarians, invaded. We had no idea what happens in the world, in Europe or somewhere, that many countries already were deported and killed. No idea. Because we had only 2 radio stations, Budapest and Bucharest. And the news was not like here, that they tell you everything in the news, even if you don't want to know. So they did not tell anything. So they took us in the ghetto, stayed there a few days, all the people from around the small towns. And not long after that, they started to take about 1,000 people or more, take it to the train station, put them in boxcars. You learned that from you, that word. Yes. And, you know, they transport animals in that one.
Right.
They only have one window in the top. And I was the 92nd in that boxcar. Imagine how the rest of the people felt there. I have 45 minutes here to talk about my life, what happened then. But it's not enough, 45 years, the way we felt there. Day and night, the children started to cry. Where is I want to go in my little white bed to sleep. I want my milk, mother. Old people started to pray. Old people started to curse. Why did it happen to us? No room to sit down. And from time to time had stopped the train because in the corner was a big barrel, and there you had to do your thing. So everybody just traveled day and night to that barrel. So when they opened that wagon, they had to empty it. And I remember I only wanted to stretch myself there, once. But I couldn't because, and also they came and asked who has more jewelry or money, because if you have it, give it to you now, because this will be taken anyway from you. And they will be shot. We did not believe that we're going to be shot. Why? Why should they shot us? That why is still in me. Why did this all happen? It's no answer for it. And it bothers me terrible. I'm going to die with that why. Because I just don't know. There are bad Jews, but there are bad other nations also, good and bad people. So what happens if one people say, I want you to die, and I'm going to kill you, just with no reason?
Anna, you were in these terrible conditions that you've described in the cattle car for 4 days, I believe. And the train took
4 nights.
4 nights.
And 4 days, and we arrived a night
at
in Auschwitz. and it was a neon light there, and dogs started to bark, people doing noises, and panic all over. And we, after the 4 years traveling, I don't think that I could think normally. We just start to call each other's name because we didn't know where who is. And you know, we were the 8 of us, and it was night, and we couldn't find each other. Poor mother just called us by name that we should come because she couldn't find us there. And then I can describe that also, what happened that night, and why we did not know why this happened, because this is not even in our fantasy that something will happen like this. Imagine that all not prepared for it, just happens to you. So when we got off from that train, an officer came with a stick in his hand and started to select men in one side, children, boys in one side, old people and children in one side, young people in another side. So after the music played.
So there's music.
Music played. O Donna Clara, that was the melody. Yeah. So I can describe that, how we felt then and what we should wait for, or why. So my sister, we were 6 girls, as I said. The 4th, Elizabeth, Gisela, Anna, and Clara, they were selected in one side. My mother, my older sister, she was 25, with her daughter, 3 years old, and my youngest sister, the 6th, she was 14, Violet, in another side. And I had my friend with me. She wanted to come with me, my neighbor friend, and then her mother didn't let her to come with us, so they let her go with her mother. She was 17. One life did not count then. If you don't want to go with the people who were chosen for work, later we find out that, then go with your mother and die. Because all of us who were chosen for work, we were taken in a place, and the people, my mother, my older sister, my little Susanna, 3-year-old, and Violet, for 14, we never saw them again.
Anna, when did you learn what happened to you? When did you learn what happened to your mother and
we
your
knew,
sister?
we find out next day.
Next day?
So us, the people who were chosen fit to work, that's what they used this word, they took us in a room, and then one by one they started to shave our hands, cut or shave, whatever. Imagine that, you don't know why it happens to you. And we were, I don't think that after the 4 days traveling in that train, we really did not know what happens to us. Did not know. They could kill us there because we were crazy from that traveling, you know, and no food. So they took us in a room, they cut our hair anywhere, and they gave us a yes, we had to take off our dresses. They gave us some gray dresses with a number on the sleeve here, because there were no more tattooation, because Hungary was the last country, and there were no people there to tattoo. So with a number on the sleeve. Not that we can run away somewhere with no hair and a number and a gray hair, but later I find out why did they have the number. So at night they put us, disinfected us with some white dust, went in our mouth and everywhere, and they put us in a stall, a big stall. We could see that there were horses before there. And everybody got asleep. Imagine that after all this traveling. In the morning, we did not recognize each other. How could I recognize my sister, no hair in a gray dress? So we called each other by the name, and my sister Elizabeth was very depressed, and she lost weight in the train, so she was very sensitive about this. She was a very intelligent person, and she probably thought what happens with us, but we did not know. So from there, they took us to Auschwitz and put us in bunk beds there with no covers,
No
how
blanket,
do I say
no...
nothing, just the wood there. And 2 times a day they counted us, only 5 in a row, 5, 5, 5. And they found one, for example, who was a little bit fat, selected again. Who was a little bit skinny, again, because they wanted to have a bunch of healthy young people for work. Well, we were people from our town. We talked all girls. We stayed there about 3-4 days, and we did not. The food was terrible. In one dish, we had to drink 5 people. By the dish was at the 5th people, it was only sand in the dish. So we thought that, I left out a very, very sad thing. Early in the morning when we woke up in that stall, it came a Czechoslovakian girl, and she was already there for a year, and she spoke Hungarian also, and we asked her, where are the rest of the parents who were divided for us? And then she said, you idiots, you crazy people, you got to get here, you didn't what happened in the world, that you are the last who is going to be killed. Where are your parents? Look up there in the smoke in the crematorium. And we thought that she is not normal. To be honest, I didn't even know what crematorium means. So she said that, and we did not believe. How could happen a thing like this? So when they disinfected us at night, they did the same thing with the people, the other who was chosen. They disinfected us not with disinfector, but with something else, with gas.
With gas.
So at that same night, but we did not believe that for a long while. I still don't believe that it happened, a thing like this. And sometimes I see it on my face. How could it happen, and how it happened with my little niece and my mother. There are feelings that you cannot explain. I don't expect from you to understand it, from nobody, because that's something that it's unbelievable.
And Anna, knowing, of course, that you just couldn't believe that what that woman said to you is true, there you were with your 4 sisters, and you didn't stay there long, because from there you were sent to forced labor.
Yes, so they chose people for work,
Tell us where
and we were all healthy. For Elizabeth was not so like us. We were big ones, all 3 of us, but Elizabeth was silhouette. So they chose people for work, 500 people. I say people, we were not people, just a number. So they took us to Stutthof, not far from there, in a train. And Stutthof, they add another 500 there. And from there, they took us to a place.
To Proust? To Proust?
Proust. And the camp was not ready yet when we were going to work there, because the water was not yet there, it was rusty, and the bed were missing the straw sacks. So we had to go in a distance and fill the straw sacks on our shoulders and put it in the bed, and it was so hot that never in my life I felt that. Over 100 degrees. So there were girls who put paper, cemented paper on their legs, and when they wanted to take it off, it just came with the skin off. So that day we did not have food, only some black coffee, they said, but it was black water, not coffee. So next day, we all were exhausted from schlepping those straw sacks. And next day, they took us in five in a row, always 5 in a row. And they took us to a big territory, a farm that you couldn't see the end of the farm. You see far away that it was a hangar. We had to build there an airport, which the French war prisoners already started to build the hangar. You know what hangar is?
Airplane hangar.
When the plane goes in. And
so your job, what you were forced to do was build the runway for this new airport, right?
yes. So we
That was
started.
incredibly hard work.
We had to take out first the beets from that farm, the carrots, the tomatoes, but mostly beets. And they came out very hard from that hard earth, you know. So, and it was told to us, don't you try to eat from this, because this is going to be your food while you're working on the
runway. Yeah.
and the airport. If you eat a carrot or something, then you're going to be punished. In German, they said that. I didn't even pay attention to what they said, or I did not understand. So next day, you could not release that you don't bite in a carrot, you know. You didn't eat the day before. So a friend of mine put a carrot right here. She had a belt. And I wanted to take also for my Elizabeth, because I know that she is weak. And then she said, we were very good friends. She said, don't you take more, because I have enough here for you too. When we went home from work, always 5 in a row, then her number was called, what she had on the sleeve here, 5 numbers. The guard saw when she put that carrot, hide it here, she gave it to 2 persons there. I would swear that they were, how do you call that? What enjoy beating.
Sadist.
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 Because if you looked on her eyes, even the pupil was opposite, not like this, but this. And she was terrible, big, enjoyed beating, you know. So they called her number, and she got 25 lashes on her back.
With a whip.
Big, yes. And then I thought God took care of me or something, because I would take that too.
This was for she had a carrot.
Yeah, she had to be next day, and she was a friend, not a sister. Mm-hmm. But we shared everything later, because we were sisters all there, you know. So that's what we worked there for months and months.
Anna, tell us some. I might just mention to the audience that your job was to fill train cars filled with sand.
That was our work, to fill the train with sand.
Which would become
one train came, the other didn't even went, but there was the other one. But we were lucky that we had a washroom, mm-hmm. because not every camp had a washroom. They just had to clean themselves under the fountain. Mm-hmm. So we had a washroom. We could wash our dresses and sleep in the dress, because otherwise was not dry for tomorrow. And no underwear, nothing, just the dress. Winter or summer, no underdress. Imagine that. So,
and as you started to tell us, you were there for many months, and at one point, you and your fellow inmates, you were asked to make a party, to have a party.
I'm there now.
Tell us about that, okay.
So it came Christmas.
Okay.
Yes, I forgot to tell you that during the work there, the most important thing I forgot, or I left it for later, what let me live, that I'm here with you. So we had a Romanian German there. You know, Romania was mixed people, German, every kind of people. And he was a nice man. You can't say that all the Germans were bad or all the Jews were bad, because they are mixed in every nation. I believe in that. So she said, who can sing me in Romanian? And then my 2 sisters said, oh, Anna. She can sing because she used to sing in the school. She was always the solo singer. So I sang to him in Romania. We were not friends because that. He never brought me a piece of bread or something. He just made me sing. Mm-hmm. So it came the Christmas party. They wanted us to go to do something for them, to entertain them. And many talented people were there, in 800 people.
This was a Christmas party for the guards, and you were asked to come and sing at their party? This was for the guards, this was their party, but you were asked to come and sing.
For the guards.
For the guards.
For the guards,
okay.
yes. So I went to watch the party in a bunk bed top. I was sitting. Mm-hmm. And when the show went on, my German comes to me and he said, why didn't you come to sing in Romanian? And I said, because there are so many really talents, I don't feel like I'm such a good talent. No, he said, you just come because I want you to sing. So coming up from that bed, I fall. You said that I jumped. I didn't jump.
You fell.
I fall, and I broke my right leg. Now this is the end of my life, because people who was 3 days longer sick in that camp, they were sent it back to Stutthof, never saw them again, and brought other 3 people because the airport had to be ready for a certain time. So what's going to happen to me now with a broken leg? That's not a 3-day sickness. So my sister Clara, we didn't know what to do. I was there with the broken leg, crying, or the 3 crying, or the room who was in with them. We just cried. So Clara went to the soldier, and he said, do something about it, that my sister broke her leg. We don't want to lose her. And then happened a miracle, really, because he went to that, save this woman. Probably it was his, how do you say, his friend or something, girlfriend.
His girlfriend, okay.
And a miracle happened. They put my leg in cast.
So instead of sending you back to Stutthof and Auschwitz,
Yes,
they,
I was in that camp.
they let you stay there.
Christmas was December. Then after that, they even did not take off my cast, only after 3. It started that death march. You heard about it, right? It was about the end of the war, and the Germans did not know how to destroy the rest of the living people. So they started to empty the camps, put it in groups, 100 men, women, and they did the march. And they stopped in our camp, but by the time they stopped there, they even died there. And they had to make a big hole there because to throw it in that hole, the people. They had no shoes, or they had no clothes, or because from a dead person in the hole, another person went who didn't have the shoes, so took it off, or something. That was one group after the other started one night in our camp. Now it came the time that our camp will march. So now what's going to happen? I can't march, I can walk, hardly walk. So I and 27 other people was chosen that we cannot walk. So what happened to the people? They don't send us in a sanatorium, you know. Was 27 people's life there? When millions of people died and throw it in that hole, you know. And my 3 sisters left.
So they left to go on the forced march.
They marched because they were healthy, and I couldn't march. So they took off my shoes, because why do I need the shoes when I cannot march? And with the 27 people sitting down there, I don't know if I cried or not, because it really didn't count to me if I died. I just felt terrible for my 3 sisters. So, sitting there without shoes, that was the other miracle what happened to me. A girl who knew me before that, because we were 800 a year working together, she asked me if I can sew. First I didn't even answer. I said, why do you ask me if I can sew? Then, because if you can sew, we are sewing for the German civilian outfits, and we'll take you to help us. Because there is one who knows how to sew, and 3 others who help him, and we'll take you there with us. So that was that I didn't die with the other 27 people. I was just sitting there and look at that hole. My God, how will I be there? Man, woman, no shoes, naked, and I'll be there, you know. And then she came, this girl. How do you call this? I did not believe in miracles, but now I do. Mm-hmm. I do because that was really a miracle. The first time also when I sang for the German, and this one also. So I think that 2 times I was there that I died, and I still didn't. But there is a 3rd time again.
So
I don't know, I don't think I'm going to die ever. Take a good look at me.
So Anna, with
Count on me. I'm 92. Oh, you said already. But I'm live until 292, probably.
and we'll have you back here every year.
I don't know. I'm just, the death comes near me and leaves me there.
So Anna, with that last of those miracles, as you called it, being saved because you could sew, it was soon after that you were liberated. Tell us what liberation meant for you and what happened.
Oh, one night the Germans ran away with the people who showed the outfits for them, and they didn't tell me to go. So I remained there, and next day we heard that the whole airport was brewed, and they didn't want it to leave it there. It was almost ready. And quiet for at least 2 days, and we were hiding in a basement. And when we heard that it's quiet, we came out and we saw that the Russians are coming. But when I looked far away, I just got dizzy, and I found myself in a hospital. Some Russian soldiers took me there, but I don't know what happened to me. I got the typhus there.
Got typhus.
And the typhus. I lost my conscious. When I woke up, I don't know for how long, after that, 2 weeks or I don't know, I did not have hair again. So they took my hair off. In a year, grew my hair, and it was so blonde from that, I wanted to say, in Romanian, the
bleached from the sun?
The sun.
Yeah, the sun.
Yeah. It's not a big difference. Sorry. Sun or sorry. So it comes to me easier to say that. So, yes, I got, and after a while, they gave me a sex skirt, and a blouse that I never saw a blouse like that. And they said, now you are healthy, you're free. Imagine that. I'm looking in the window at the glass when I came out from that hospital, a house, you know. And I didn't know what to do, cry or laugh. I looked like that. I did not recognize myself because I lost all my weight, no hair. I didn't see myself for a year. And again cry. What else can I do? Came out from the hospital, find another person sitting there, and miserably crying that, oh, I'm so sick, help me. When I get home, I'm an only girl, I'm going to help you. I thought, I can't help myself. How can I help you? So I went back to the hospital. A nurse came out there and took her in the hospital, And after a few years, I heard that she's alive in Romania. So now I don't have too much time. Right?
No, we're getting short, so
Yes.
tell us, as the Russians said, you're free to go.
Yeah.
Tell us how you got reconnected with your two remaining sisters. How did you do that?
The what?
How did you find your sisters?
Oh, after they let me out from that hospital, they said I'm free. Now imagine that, nothing in my hands, nothing to eat, I'm free. I was waiting for this free. No parents, no sisters, no food, cold, and I'm free. And I didn't know what to, I looked terrible. I had to have a laugh also, because I went out there and I heard music playing. Polish girl celebrated the peace, May the 9th, with the French prisoners, war prisoners. So music attracted me, and I was sitting there close to the music. What else can I do with my freedom? So I feel a hand in my shoulder, and I turned my back, and he said, "Mademoiselle." My God, I thought, do I look like a mademoiselle? I had to laugh. That was my first laugh. And it was a French war prisoner. He knew about us. We knew about them. And he bought me some cigarettes and some chocolate. And I cried. That was my only thing that I can do. So he speaks to me in French. I speak to him in Hungarian. And this is the way we understood each other.
Anna, I know we have to close the program now. You did reunite with two of your sisters. You found out that your sister Elizabeth did not survive.
Wandering there, because not just me were there, wandering there, girls like me, once a girl come to me and asked me, "Do you have a sister, Gisela?" And I said, "Yes." "Do you know her?" And then she said, "I was liberated with her and with Clara." And I said, "How about Elizabeth?" And then she said, "She was shot with the rest of the people from 800, 230 remained alive. The rest was shot, and your sister was shot with them because she couldn't take it. She was weaker than us." So now I was waiting to find my two sisters, but how can you find it there? In the middle of Poland, in the middle of nowhere. So after a month or so, everybody was wondering that nobody cared of us. We should go home or something. So I met with my two sisters back in Romania, in a communist room. By that time, Romania was a communist country. We went home, the three of us, not knowing how to start a life in an empty house there. Totally empty, robbed from everything. Not a cat, not a chicken, nothing in that house. Robbed from everything. So it was another problem there. We were in that age that we should get married because we needed a man to handle that vineyard or something, you know, and what we had, orchards and everything. We did not find a man because they were killed all in the forced labor. So finally my sister found a man. He came, lived with us, with the three of us. but he didn't like to live there. He said he wants to move there, back from where he came, another city. And then I had to get married, and Clara, because they couldn't leave us there. And I just could not get a man. Imagine that. I was 20 years old, and I felt like an old maid. Because everyone, they got married, and I just couldn't find, it was no man around. So another miracle happened to me. I went to the city close to us, I think for a dentist or something, and then I met a girl there who I was in the concentration camp with her. And she was very surprised that I'm not married yet. I'm almost 21, and she's already pregnant and everything. And then she said, oh, you know what? My husband has a cousin. He is 30 years old. I was 20. And I said, who cares how old is he? I don't care if he's crippled, but I had to get married. This is not a joke. I thought small or big or poor or crazy or I don't know, but I had to leave my house because my brother-in-law, sister, they wanted to leave. I did not get along with my brother-in-law, so I had to get married. I said, why don't you invite me to your house? I want to know. I wasn't sure that he would come to see me. There were so few men. So I went to her house, visited her house, to my friend's house, and I found a good-looking, tall man, but a very quiet one. Where I thought, I talk too much anyway. So
And so you got married.
I got married in 2 months to him, and he became a very good man, remained quiet.
Anna, unfortunately, we
But very good man, and we remained in the communist Romania for 19 years after the war. They didn't let us out.
And
So,
I wish, Anna, that we had time for you to talk about your life in Romania and all that you endured to try to get out of Romania.
Yes.
It's a whole, we could spend a whole
I had 2
nother
boys
hour
there, but I wanted to get out from the communist country because I want my children to have a future. So they did not give the passport, only after 19 years.
But you made it. You got here
Yes.
in 1964.
So, but my husband was a very resourceful man, and you could live in Romania also like that. One, if you were in jail. Second, that you will be in jail, or one who came out from jail. This was the lifestyle then, you know, because you have to still to make a living.
So there are 3 options. You were either in jail, had been in jail, or will be.
Exactly, this is not a joke.
Anna, we're gonna close our program, and we don't have time for questions right now, but after the program, and I'm going to turn back to Anna a little bit, we're going to actually go to another classroom, and we invite any of you to come in, join us if you'd like to ask Anna a question or say hi to her or whatever, because, you know, as you can tell, we just scratched the surface of what Anna could share with us.
Maybe.
That's okay.
It's enough is this much people heard me talking.
So I'm going to turn back to Anna in just a moment.
And excuse me for my, you know, I call this a senior moment. When I don't remember a word. You see, I still don't know it, but wait up. wait at least a half hour and I'm going to remember it.
So we're going to come back to you, Anna.
No.
I want
I have to remember the word.
Okay.
Accent. I found it, accent. Because as I say hello to somebody, they ask me, from where are you? And I say, from Alabama.
So I want to thank all of you for being with us. Remind you, we'll have a first-person program each Wednesday and Thursday until the middle of August, so we hope that you can come back and join us. All our programs in April will be live streamed, so you can listen to them wherever you are. I want to tell you about a special program that will be in this room, another public program at 1 p.m. today. So we encourage you, if you can, to come to this program at 1 o'clock if you have the time. The program is called Syria is the Worst Yet to Come. The museum invites you to this commemorative event examining ongoing atrocities against civilians and highlighting the strength and resilience of the Syrian people in the face of these crimes. Lieutenant General H.R. McMaster, the U.S. National Security Advisor, will provide a keynote address here at 1 o'clock. So we welcome you to come to this program if you can. As I mentioned before, we are going to go, after Anna finishes, we're going to go into Classroom B, which is just right up the stairs and out the door, where Anna will be to be able to answer questions. Normally we'd stay here, but because we have this other program, we're going to clear the stage. It's our tradition at First Person that our first person has the last word. And so, Anna, will you close our program with whatever you want to share?
To share them?
Yes.
Oh, I have a will. A will I have. Money I don't leave to you in my will. No money. But in my will is that you should be the gold in this country. You should forget about the prejudice, the anti-Semitism. You should build this world a better world, because you see what did to me the prejudice. You try to avoid that. I'm not a wise person or an educated, but I have a lot of experience, and you heard my story. Look, I lost my family now. I lost my two sisters also, who was liberated with me. I am by myself, and I feel that in the whole world I am by myself, not just by myself. Luckily, I have two good sons, and they live here with me. But you know what? I think I'm tired of life anymore. Tired. That's enough for me. But as I see you here, it's such a good feeling, because all educated people, I see doctors, engineers, any kind of another senior moment,
Teachers.
professionals. I found it, you know. While I find it, it's no problem, right? But sometimes I need a day to find it, the word. So I even see a president there. It's far away from me, but it could be. It's a president there also, right?
Thank you.
So
Thank you very much.